Trunk of Nightmares by Colton Dennis. In the town of Abbeville, South Carolina, a person stumbles upon a few books that were once Colton Dennis's. But no one ever heard of these books. Then Colton's nightmares get resurrected and destroy the town. A Constitution site appears. The machines are running. A digger goes into the ground, then scoops up the dirt. The dirt falls to the ground. Construction worker number 1 appears digging, then dumps the dirt. The shovel goes into the ground. A thudding sound. Construction worker number 1 jams the shovel into the ground, then wipes the dirt. A trunk appears. "Hey, give me a hand," said construction worker number 1. The trunk gets pulled out of the ground. "I wonder what's in here," said construction worker number 2. "Whatever it is, I found it and it's mine. Go away," said construction worker number 1. "Next time, you pull out a trunk by yourself. And don't ask for my help again," said construction worker number 2, walking away. Construction worker number 1 picks up the trunk, then carries it towards his car. The trunk gets placed into the back seat of construction worker number 1's car. "Hey, get back to work," said construction superintendent number 1, walks back towards the construction site. A house appears. Construction worker number 1's car pulls into the driveway, then it turns off. The driver door opens, then shuts. The back door of the car opens. The trunk gets pulled out of the back seat. The back door of the car shuts. Construction worker number 1 carries the trunk into the house. The front door opens, then shuts. The trunk gets placed onto the floor. "Bring me all the money, baby," said construction worker number 1, kneeling next to the trunk. A lock appears on the trunk. Construction worker number 1 walks towards the closet, then opens the door. Construction worker number 1 grabs a hammer, shuts the closet door, then walks towards the trunk. The hammer continuously bangs against the lock. A thudding sound. Footsteps are approaching. "What's that?" asked woman number 1. "A trunk I found at the construction site. And if it has money inside it, we'll be rich. Don't you want to be rich?" asked construction worker number 1. "Open it then," said woman number 1. The hammer continues hitting the lock. "The lock ain't breaking," said construction worker number 1. "Give it here," said woman number 1. Construction worker number 1 hands the hammer to woman number 1. Woman number 1 swings the hammer, the lock getting hit. "Can you get it?" asked construction worker number 1. "No, that lock's strong," said woman number 1. "Wait, I might have an idea," said construction worker number 1, walking away. The hammer continues hitting the lock. Woman number 1 places the hammer onto the floor, then walks away. Construction worker number 1 appears holding a crowbar. "That'll definitely work," said woman number 1. Construction worker number 1 puts the crowbar through the lock, then twists it. The lock breaks. Construction worker number 1 laughs. "We're gonna be rich, beautiful," said construction worker number 1. "I can't believe it. We're gonna move from this dirty place and live in a mansion," said woman number 1. "Where we'll have a pool to have sex in," said construction worker number 1. Both construction worker number 1 and woman number 1 kiss each other. Open it," said woman number 1. The lid of the trunk opens. A few books appear inside of the trunk. "What? No. Where's the money? Where's the gold? Where's everything? Damn it, stupid books," said construction worker number 1, kicking the trunk. "Nice work, finding a trunk full of books. There goes our mansion," said woman number 1, walking away. Construction worker number 1 picks up the books. "Wait, hold on a second. These books They belong to Colton Dennis, said construction worker number 1. Who? Asked woman number 1. He was an author. Wrote all these stories about different creatures, monsters, murderers, said construction worker number 1. How does this help us? Asked woman number 1. He's dead. These must be worth something. I wonder how much, said construction worker number 1. A car appears driving, then pulls into the parking lot. The driver door opens, then shuts. The trunk is being carried. Hello, how may I help you? Asked employee number 1. I was wondering, how much would I be able to get for these? And yes, they are by the late Colton Dennis, said construction work number 1. Employee number 1 looks at the books. These books aren't worth anything. Colton Dennis never had these published, so they're worthless, said employee number 1. Well, they're still in his handwriting, said construction worker number 1. Employee number 1 is flipping through a book. Probably nothing. They might be his writing. But how do I know? So, they're worth nothing, said employee number 1. Construction worker number 1 grabs the trunk, then walks away. The trunk gets placed into the back seat of the car. The car starts, then drives away. Woman number 1 appears sitting on the porch. The car pulls into the driveway, then it turns off. Woman number 1 stands up onto the porch. So, how much are we getting? Asked woman number 1. Nothing, these books are worthless. I'm better off burying them where I found them, said construction worker number 1, carrying the trunk into the house, then placing it next to an outlet. Both construction worker number 1 and woman number 1 start yelling at each other. The trunk starts glowing. Electricity comes out of the outlet, hits the trunk, surrounds it, then disappears. Construction worker number 1 walks towards the trunk. That was your fault for bringing that here. Because you're greedy, said woman number 1. Says the woman who wants to live in a mansion, said construction worker number 1. Both construction worker number 1 and woman number 1 grab both sides of the trunk, then get electrocuted. A telephone is ringing. A hand grabs the telephone. Valerie Powell appears. Hello? Yeah, this is Valerie Powell. What? I'll be right there, sir, said Valerie, hanging up the telephone, then gets out of the bed. The front door opens, shuts, then locks. Valerie is walking towards her car. The driver door opens, then shuts. The car starts, then drives away. A building appears. The car pulls up, then stops. The driver door opens, then shuts. Valerie is walking into the building. Morning, Val, said ma number 1. Morning. Where's Mr. Shoemaker? Asked Valerie. In his office, said number 1. Footsteps are walking, knocking on the office door. Come in. The office door opens. Miles Shoemaker appears, sitting behind a desk. Morning, Miss Powell, said Miles. Morning, Mr. Shoemaker, said Valerie. There was an incident in Abbeville, South Carolina. I need you to be the head reporter down there, said Miles. Why me? Asked Valerie. Well, the thing is, someone found a trunk down there, said Miles. And a trunk is the story, said Valerie. Yeah, it electrocuted 2 people. But here's the kicker. Someone stumbled upon the trunk. It was buried. When he opened it, he found books, said Miles. Books? What's so great about books? Asked Valerie. These books belong to someone we knew, said Miles. Who? Asked Valerie. Colton Dennis, said Miles, smiling. An airport appears. Valerie appears, standing in line. Footsteps are walking. Miles appears. What are you doing here? Asked Valerie. You? Thought you were going alone. I don't think so. I need to see Colton's books. Especially since Chris gave us the company, sales Miles. All right, but technically it's a split company, said Valerie. What do you mean split? Asked Miles. You forgot about Sarah, said Valerie. People walking onto the airplane. The airplane flies away. Abbeville, South Carolina. The airplane lands. People are walking off of the airplane. So, where do we head? Asked Valerie. We need to find a ride to the house and get that trunk, said Miles. A taxi appears driving, then stops. The house appears. Both Miles and Valerie are walking towards the house. Nice house, said Valerie. Looks like ours, said Miles. Both Miles and Valerie walk into the house. Amanda Billman appears. Hello, I'm Valerie Powell. This is Miles Shoemaker, said Valerie. Yeah, I remember you, said Amanda. And I don't remember you, said Miles. I worked for Colton. Chris hired me. Same with Angela White, said Amanda. Footsteps are approaching. Angela White appears. Oh, I remember you now. We were in California together. Valerie. Yeah, said Amanda. What are you doing here? Asked Valerie. We heard about Colton's books being discovered. So, we came here to get them. But then someone told us about the 2 people who were electrocuted, said Angela. Oh, who's your boss? Asked Miles. Your partner, said Amanda. A car pulls into the driveway. The driver door opens. Sarah Kindler appears. Both Miles and Valerie approach Sarah. Sarah, said Valerie. Val, Miles, said Sarah, hugging both Miles and Valerie. So, you heard about Colton's books too, said Miles. Yeah, said Sarah. Can you take us to the trunk? Asked Miles. Sure, said Sarah. All 3 are walking towards the trunk. Careful you guys, said Angela. We know, said Sarah, handing a pair of gloves. How'd they get electrocuted? Asked Valerie. Someone thinks it's because it was close to the outlet, said Sarah. All 3 are looking at the trunk. Has anyone opened it lately? Asked Morrill. I don't think anyone would want to, since it's electrocuting people, said Sarah. All right, I'll open it. Stay back, just in case, said Miles. Reaching for the trunk, starts shaking, then falls onto the floor. Miles starts laughing. You idiot, said Valerie. Miles sits up, then gets hit. Ow, said Miles. That's what you deserve, said Valerie. He deserves more, especially after that, said Amanda, walking away. Miles kneels next to the trunk. All right, here we go, said Miles, grabbing the lid of the trunk, then slowly opens it. A light shines from the trunk. All 5 fall onto the floor. The trunk starts shaking. The light goes into the sky. The sky turns dark. Electricity starts flashing, then strikes the ground. A few figures start forming. Snakes appear, then slither away. Both a Sasquatch and a Yeti appear, then roar. A knight appears, then walks away. Lightning bolt hits a scarecrow. Pumpkin face appears, then jumps off of the post. 2 Albertosauruses appear. Zombies appear, then start moaning. A lightning bolt hits the water. A Mosasaurus appears, then swims away. What's going on? Asked Miles. It's happening again, said Valerie. What is? Asked Miles. Colton's creatures are back, said Valerie. What do we do? Asked Angela. We need to find a way to stop them. But how? Asked Sarah. Amanda looks at the trunk, then runs towards it. Amanda, said Sarah. Amanda shuts the lid of the trunk. The light disappears. Did that work? Asked Amanda. All four look outside of the living room window. The creatures are running towards the town. Nope, they're still here, said Angela. What do we do then? Asked Valerie. Destroy the trunk. That could be the reason, said Sarah. Amanda turns around. A dark figure appears, then swings a dagger. The dagger cuts Amanda's stomach. Amanda falls onto the floor, then holds her stomach. The dark figure looks at all four of them, then puts a hand onto the trunk. Both the dark figure and the trunk disappear. What the hell was that? Asked Valerie. I don't know, but that's probably why that thing took it. I knew it was the trunk, said Sarah. Angela runs towards Amanda. Amanda, are you all right? Asked Angela. I need a doctor, said Amanda. Let's get her to the hospital, said Angela. You and Sarah do that. Well, find the trunk, said Valerie. Why? Asked Miles. When we find the trunk, we destroy it, said Valerie. Why would we destroy the trunk? Asked Miles. That's why those monsters are out there. And we need to stop them, said Valerie. That doesn't make sense, said Miles. Just find the trunk, said Sarah, helping Amanda stand up. Both vehicles are driving in different directions. Where are we going? Asked Miles. Following that thing, said Valerie, pointing. The Sasquatch appears running. What do you want to do when we catch it? Asked Miles. I don't want to catch it. I want it to lead us to the trunk, said Valerie. The Sasquatch looks at the car, grabs a rock, then throws it. Look out, said Miles. The car swerves. That was close. Valerie looks at the Sasquatch. The Sasquatch picks up a bigger rock. Oh shit, said Valerie. Sasquatch throws the bigger rock. The rock lands in front of the car. The car crashes into the bigger rock. The Sasquatch roars, then runs away. Both Miles and Valerie are groaning. Val, you all right? Asked Miles. Yeah, I'm good. Where'd that thing go? Asked Valerie. It's gone now. What do we do? Asked Miles. The car doors open. Valerie pulls out her cell phone. The buttons are being pushed. Another cell phone is ringing. Yeah, said Sarah. Sarah, we were following one of the creatures, and it threw a rock at us, said Valerie. Are you guys all right? Asked Sarah. We're fine, but we lost the creature. Do you know any place this trunk would be? Asked Valerie. I don't know. This is my first time in South Carolina, said Sarah. Ours too, said Valerie. I don't know where the trunk would be. You need to think like Colton, said Sarah. Get into his mind. Got it, said Valerie, hanging up her cell phone. A campground appears. The fire makes a cracking sound. Kids appear running around. A ball lands next to the woods. Kid number 1 runs towards the ball. The bushes are shaking. Kid number 1 looks up. Zombie number 1 appears, then bites kid number 1. Hey, said number 2. Zombies appear from the woods, then start attacking people. People screaming and running around their camp. Come on this way. A snake hisses. Mommy, there's a snake in the yard, said girl number 1. That's nice. Don't go near it, said woman number 2. More snakes appear. The ocean appears. People appear to be surfing. Dude, that was awesome, said number 3. Yeah, watch this, said number 4, paddling, then starts surfing. Other surfers are cheering. Number 4 goes up the wave, then jumps off of his surfboard. The Mosasaurus jumps out of water then eats number 4. The surfers start screaming. Everyone, welcome to Camelot. People appear running towards each other. Number 5 falls off of his horse. Swords colliding. People appear sword fighting. The knight appears then approaches. Well, you're definitely a knight. This way, to fight, said number 6. The knight walks towards the line then sees people fighting. Hey, you can't cut, said number 7. The knight walks towards the people. Hey, get out of here, said number 8. A battle axe goes into number 8's head. People start screaming. Footsteps are running. Both Miles and Valerie get to a hill. Oh my God, said Valerie. They're destroying the town. Why are they doing that? Asked Miles. Because Colton has a sick and demented mind, said Valerie. Valerie's cell phone starts ringing. Val, talk to me, said Sarah. The monsters are destroying the city. Which is funny. Because there's only a few of them this time, said Valerie. That's Colton for you. Make monsters that cause destruction, said Sarah. We still don't know where the trunk is, said Valerie. Me and Angela will meet up with you, said Sarah. All right, where? Asked Valerie. Just tell me where you are. We'll come to you, said Sarah. On the hill that leads toward town, said Valerie. We're on our way. Let's go. Angela, said Sarah. Number 9 and woman number 4 and woman number 5 appear swimming in a pool. I love your house, said woman number 4. Thanks, said number 9. A thumping sound comes from the distance. What was that? Asked woman number 5. That was me, babe. I move the ground, said number 9. Another thumping sound comes from the distance. All 3 are looking around. Both Albertosauruses appear. All 3 look at both of the Albertosauruses then scream. Both of the Albertosauruses are eating all 3 of them. A cornfield appears. Number 10 and woman number 6 appear laying on the ground kissing. Number 10 goes down woman number 6's body. The corn stalks start shaking. Woman number 6 looks up at the corn stalks then sees a figure walk past. Hey, I think someone's out here, said woman number 6. Hey, whoever's out here, better get lost, unless you want an ass kicking. Where were we? Asked number 10. Both number 10 and woman number 6 start kissing. Pumpkin face appears in the cornfield. Woman number 6 opens her eyes, looks into the corn field, then sees nothing. Hey, I have a weird feeling, said woman number 6. That's how it works, said man. Number 10 laughing then gasping. A sickle appears in man #10's chest. Pumpkin face looks at woman number 6. Woman number 6 runs into the cornfield. Footsteps are running. Woman number 6 stops. Is that you? Are you all right? Please tell me that was a joke. Please, don't kill me, said woman number 6. The corn stalks start shaking again. Woman number 6 goes to run then gasps. Pumpkin face appears in front of woman number 6. The sickle appears in woman number 6's stomach. Woman number 6 gasps then falls onto the ground. The ground is thumping. The Yeti appears then walks across the road. Vehicles are swerving. Yeti roars then runs into the woods. A movie theater appears. The dark figure appears standing outside of the movie theater then walks towards the trunk. Both the dark figure and the trunk disappear then reappear. Inside the abandoned movie theater, people appear watching movies. The dark figure's eyes glow. The movies start coming through the screen. People are screaming. Sarah's car is driving. There's Val. And Miles, said Angela. The car slows down. The doors open. Both Miles and Valerie get into the car. The car drives away. Where are we going? Asked Miles. I don't know. We still don't have any idea where the trunk would be, said Valerie. Let's just get back to the hospital. Think of any plans, said Sarah. The hospital appears. All four are running into the hospital. Amanda appears on a hospital bed. Hey guys, said Amanda. How are you holding up? Asked Sarah. Fine, they stitched me up, they said, and quat. Any closer, I would be dead, and quat. So, what's up? Asked Amanda. Colton's monsters are still destroying the city, said Valerie. And we need to find that trunk, said Sarah. Where would a dark figure hide it? Asked Angela. What creatures came out? Asked Amanda. Bigfoot, the Yeti, zombies, snakes, and who knows what else, said Valerie. You know, I never knew. Colton lived here before. Has he ever told you about being in Abbeville, South Carolina? Or South Carolina at all? Asked Miles. He never told me, said Valerie. Me either. But it just gave me an idea. We need to visit the police station. Angela, can you stay with Amanda? Asked Sarah. Definitely, said Angela. Sarah's car is driving. Where are we going? Asked Valerie. Usually, everyone has records. And they're kept in the archives of the police station, said Sarah. Only if they were arrested, said Miles. Colton got arrested a few years before he made his first museum. That's probably when he lived here. Before the museum, said Sarah. The car stops, then turns off. The doors open, then shut. Hello, what can I do for you? Asked officer number 1. Yeah, do you have any records of a man named Colton Dennis? Asked Sarah. We do, but if you want to look at them, I would need to know why, said officer number 1. Colton Dennis is the author who ended up having his wax figure of his museum come to life, said Sarah. I remember that. It was in California. Why do you want to look at them? Asked officer number 1. The creatures didn't get here yet. His monsters are attacking the city. And they might be here any second, said Sarah. A roaring comes from the distance. All look out the window. The Sasquatch appears on the roof across the street. A thumping sound comes from the distance. People appear running and screaming. Both Albertosauruses appear snapping at people. You've got to be kidding me, said officer number 1. Officers are running outside of the police station. Then start firing their guns. Does Colton have a record? Asked Valerie. Yeah, it's in the back, said officer number 1. All four are running. The drawer of a filing cabinet opens. A folder gets handed. Sarah opens the folder. What does it say? Asked Miles. Nothing much. He was arrested because. What's this? Asked Sarah. Oh, disturbing the peace. He was spotted one day running down a street. He said, and quote, he was in a theater he thought was haunted, and quote, I thought he was just another drunk. He even wrote a book about that theater. Call his book a movie reel. Scary shit, said officer number 1. Which movie theater was it? Asked Valerie. The theater appears. The dark figure appears standing next to the trunk. Footsteps are walking. The seachers appear. The dark figure transforms into Colton. Bigfoot and the Albertosauruses are already in the city. We need you to go and kill everyone in the city. Every single soul can try to stop us. Now go and kill them, said Colton, smiling. The creatures are running away. Sarah's car is driving. Where are we going now? Asked Miles. We need to get to that theater. That's where the trunk is, said Sarah. The car continues driving. Vehicles appear driving. The Yeti rams into a truck. The snakes are slithering around. The zombies are moaning. Boats appear driving faster. The Mosasaurus swims towards the boats, then jumps up. A boat flips. Pumpkinface throws a pitchfork. The pitchfork goes through a couple. The knight swings his battle axe, looks up, then sees all three of them. Sarah, said Miles. The knight throws the battle axe. The battle axe goes into the windshield of the car. Shit, said Valerie. The gear shifts into reverse. The car drives backwards, then turns around. The gear shifts into drive. The car speeds away. Both Angela and Amanda appear. Do you think they'll find it? Asked Amanda. Hey, we've been through this a few times. We're gonna be fine, said Angela. People are screaming in the distance. Zombies appear moaning. Angela runs, then shuts the door. Chairs are blocking the door. What's going on? Asked Amanda. Zombies, said Angela, turning around. Snakes appear next to the window. What? Asked Amanda, turning on the hospital bed, seeing the snakes, then her eyes widen. Sarah's car is driving. We need to get to that theater now, said Sarah. We will. Just slow down before you crash, said Valerie. I'm not gonna, said Sarah. The car rams into the Yeti's leg. The Yeti roars, grabs the car, then lifts it up. All three are groaning. What do we do? Asked Miles. Run, now, said Sarah. The car doors open. All three jump out of the car, then run. The Yeti roars again, then chases all three of them. A tractor trailer hits the Yeti. What our luck, said Miles. All three are running through the woods. The zombies are moaning. Zombies, said Valerie. This way, said Sarah. All three are running to their right. The zombies are following behind all three of them. Miles stops. Come on, Miles, said Valerie. Give me a second, said Miles. Miles, look out, said Sarah. Miles ducks. A sickle goes into a tree. Pumpkinface appears, then pulls the sickle out of the tree. Run, said Miles. All three start running. Pumpkinface follows behind all three of them. Miles stops, then picks up a branch. Miles, what are you doing? Asked Valerie. Stalling. Get to the theater. Quickly, said Miles. We're not leaving you, said Valerie. Yes, you are. Now go, said Miles. Pumpkinface swings his sickle. Miles raises the branch. The sickle goes into the branch. Both Sarah and Valerie are running across a bridge. Wait. I need a minute, said Valerie, leaning against the bridge banister. Sarah looks at the water. A figure appears in the water. Valerie, move away from the banister, now, said Sarah. Valerie looks down at the water, then sees the figure swimming towards them. The Mosasaurus is swimming towards the bridge. Oh my God, said Valerie. Both Sarah and Valerie run. The Mosasaurus jumps through the banister of the bridge, then chases both Sarah and Valerie. What kind of creature's that? Asked Sarah. I don't know, said Valerie. The Mosasaurus jumps back into the water. The Sasquatch appears roaring. This way, said Sarah. Both Sarah and Valerie are running down the street. The Sasquatch chases both Sarah and Valerie. Both Sarah and Valerie stop at a dead end. Damn, said Valerie. The Sasquatch roars again. Got any ideas? Asked Valerie. None, said Sarah. The Sasquatch runs at both Sarah and Valerie, then swings its arm. Both Sarah and Valerie duck. The Sasquatch loses his footing, falls over their banister, then lands into water. Let's go, said Valerie. Both Sarah and Valerie are running. The theater appears. There it is, said Sarah. Wait, do you have anything to destroy the trunk with? Asked Valerie. Sarah sees a construction truck, then approaches it. A sledgehammer appears. Here we go, said Sarah. Both Sarah and Valerie walk towards the theater. The dark figure looks at the front door. Footsteps are walking. Both Sarah and Valerie are looking around the theater. Please in here, said Colton. Does that voice sound familiar? Asked Valerie. Yes, it does, said Sarah. Both Sarah and Valerie walk into a screening room. Colton appears on the stage. Yes, the voice does sound familiar. Welcome to the end of the line, ladies, said Colton. For you, said Sarah. You really think you'll stop us? We're more destructive than any other stories that Colton wrote. Why do you think he left South Carolina? So no one knew about us. He buried his books in this trunk. But the funny part is, this trunk was built out of haunted wood. The old theater that was here before. This one, said Colton. That's how he came up with that story. This theater, said Valerie. Colton is clapping. Nice work, Miss Powell. Now, if you don't mind, I want to finish killing this town, so I could move to the next one. So, said Colton, showing the dagger. Bring it, said Sarah. Colton runs at Sarah, then swings the dagger. Sarah blocks the dagger with the sledgehammer. Colton kicks Sarah. Sarah falls onto the floor. Colton swings the dagger. Valerie moves. Colton swings the dagger. Again. The dagger cuts Valerie's arm. Valerie falls onto the floor. Ow, said Valerie. Sarah swings the sledgehammer. The sledgehammer hits Colton's head. Colton falls onto the floor. Are you all right? Asked Sarah. Yeah. The dagger goes into Sarah's stomach. Sarah gasps, then falls onto the floor. Sarah, said Valerie. Colton looks at Valerie. Like I said, and quat, you won't win, and quat, said Colton, raising the dagger. Miles tackles Colton, then punches him. Miles, said Valerie. Finish this, said Miles. Sarah tries standing up. Valerie approaches Sarah. You need to do it, said Sarah. I can't, said Valerie. Yes, you can. Here, said Sarah, handing the sledgehammer to Valerie. Valerie grabs the sledgehammer, then runs towards the stage. Colton sees Valerie running towards the stage. No, said Colton, running, then falling onto the floor. Miles is holding onto Colton's legs. Colton swings the dagger. The dagger cuts Miles's hands. Valerie approaches the trunk, then raises the sledgehammer. Colton rams Valerie. Valerie goes into the wall, then she groans. Nice try. Plus, a sledgehammer won't be able to destroy this trunk. You'll need something better. Just like how we are created. You'll probably need a weapon like this to do the job. Colton twirls the dagger. I told you, and quat. We're harder to kill, and quat, said Colton. A rumbling comes from the distance. Colton looks around. A car drives through the wall, then hits Colton. Colton falls into the seats. Then drops the dagger. Miles, the dagger, said Sarah. Miles grabs the dagger. Val, said Miles, throwing the dagger. Valerie catches the dagger, then raises it. No, said Colton. Valerie jams the danger into the trunk. The ground starts shaking. Everyone, get down, said Miles. All three lay onto the floor. The trunk explodes. All of the creatures start exploding. Colton transforms into the dark figure. The dark figure looks at all three of them, then explodes. The car doors open. Both Amanda and Angela appear. "Hey guys," said Angela. "Is everything good?" asked Amanda. "Yeah," said Miles. All five are walking out of the theater. "So, it's over, right? No more surprises?" asked Valerie. "You know Colton. He always has more surprises," said Sarah. The airport appears. Both Miles and Valerie are holding their luggage. "So, this is it," said Sarah. "For now, until we talk on the phone again. Just to see if you're running the company right," said Miles, smiling. "I'll be checking on you too," said Sarah. "Be safe, Sarah," said Valerie, hugging Sarah. "You too, watch her, please, and take care of yourself," said Miles. "We will," said Amanda. "Just take care of yourself," said Angela. "Will do." Both Miles and Valerie walk onto the airplane. "So, is there anything else that Colton hid from us?" asked Miles. "Who knows, but something will pop up. I guarantee it," said Valerie, smiling. The end.